for joining us here tonight. My name is Ali Boubard, and I'm Anishinaabe Kwe from Saugeen First Nation, located in Treaty 1 territory in Manitoba, and I'm also the curator here at the Bill Reid Gallery. Welcome to the opening celebration of 13 Moons Around the Lake, a season of honoring our grandmother's healing journey. To begin, I'd like to acknowledge that the Bill Reid Gallery is located on the unceded and ancestral territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations, and we are so grateful that we're able to do our work on these beautiful territories. Just some housekeeping things. For those of you who are here in person, we are doing some filming of the events and the remarks happening tonight, so if you don't want to be filmed, just be mindful of the cameras. I would now like to invite Mary Point, who just brought us in, to start us off in a good way.
Haichka, Asiem Nesiea, Anthe Mary Point, Nlaka'pamux. I Pakals, Ichla Kamkamalat, Ichla Hachkape, Ichla Huayhue, Amid Zepquatquilim. In the language of my ancestors, I let you know, my name is Mary Point, and I'm from Musqueam. Today, we're standing in the Musqueam village of Pakals, the place of the Great White Rock. And to the east, Kamkamalath, the place of the broadleaf maple. And beyond that, the cedar, the place of harvesting cedars, Hakkope, still called Cedar Bay today. And to the west, Huayhue, place of ceremony. There are many names for this area. Some people call it Vancouver, Metro Vancouver, downtown. We call it Tachwamitz, our home. And then I welcomed you in the way in which we've been taught to do by our elders. I said, Amid Zepquatquilim, and those words mean all are welcome to enter this place. I'm so pleased to be standing here with my sister from another mother and this beautiful exhibit. We stood together at the beginning of this grandmother's journey in Oppenheimer Park on a very rainy day, just like today. And at that time, because it was such an important day in such an important place, I wore a sweater knitted by my grandma. And I always remember those moments and that connection. As I stand here beside your grandchildren, your family, I feel the grandmothers are here with us on this journey. These 13 moons around the lake, connection to family, to land, to who we are. In Musqueam, we have a saying from some of our elders who say our descendants, our first ancestors descended from the sky wrapped in clouds. And a teacher came among us named Haas, and he determined that not everyone was meant to be a human. And so some of us were transformed into rocks and trees and flowers and streams and fish and birds. And that's why I really feel we are the land and the land is us. We are connected to this place and we are connected to one another. And I really feel that strength coming from this place. As a grandmother myself, and as I look around the room and see other grandmothers and other families, I really feel lifted up, and I think about our first ancestors. I think about our matrilineal society that colonization tried to eradicate. And I think about this time of learning that we're in now, this time of reconciliation, those calls to action that are so challenging to unpack. But the words that stick with me are really epitomized in this exhibit. It begins with legacy. What is the story that we want to tell? What is the story that we want to share with others about our legacy, our family, our connections, our survival, a sharing culture? In our culture, there's no word for art. We are Art is part of who we are. It's our way of sharing our stories. It's sharing our connection to the land. It's sharing important references to our families and to our lifelines and to all that we've been taught. And what I think about too is this important day, like so many that we've had together as we celebrate this grandmother's journey, is when we gather together like this. In our community, it might be a time, in keeping with protocol, to call witnesses so that we become the newspapers that take messages back to our communities about what happened today. But we're here, and I think we're all witnesses today. Each and every one of you will go back to your communities and share the stories that you heard, the connections to the land, what these chests and these stories that have been embedded here, what they mean to you. This is your time to witness what's been shared. I really have to raise my hands to you, my sister, and your family for all that you've done. And I'm really excited to hear all about this past year's work and all the work that lays ahead. So with that, I'll pass the mic back over. I'm sure I could talk all night about your beautiful work, but I'm going to let a few others step in and really think about this time of learning and this time of sharing and this time of really letting people know who we are.
Thank you so much, Mary, for those beautiful words. So 13 Moons Around the Lake is part of a multi-year project titled Honoring Our Grandmother's Healing Journey. And I had the pleasure of working with Nadine on the exhibit that is upstairs right now over the last few months and was able to witness part of this amazing journey that Nadine's brought to life. This exhibition celebrates and honors grandmothers, family, the lands, the water, and the salmon cycle. Nadine has brought together both Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples and artists from varying nations to share their own healing journeys and connections to their grandmothers. I just want to thank Nadine for allowing us to share your story and others, especially sharing something publicly that can be really difficult to kind of put out there to the public. But I would now like to invite Nadine to come up and say some words about the exhibition.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. Breathe. I started this journey 2021. I met into Savannah Walling. My cousin Stephen Litton introduced me to Savannah. They brought me into Oppenheimer Park. They brought me into Vancouver Moving Theatre, Heart of the City Festival, and nurtured me as much as they could. There's many things that happen in the places that we're at right now as Indigenous people, the things that we face within our own community, within our own families. I'm here. I'm Nlaka'pamux from Spence's Bridge. I'm also Shuswap. I'm actually in Vancouver. I've lost we fought in the fire 2021. We lost our place in the flood 2021. I'm actually living now the life of the two grandmothers that were lost down in downtown Eastside Vancouver. I know what it feels like to be in a place surrounded by thousands of people and to wonder where you belong. I'm in a place where knowing, having two parents and grandparents, the impacts of Indigenous people, of what we suffer, our loss of connections to family. I see this as a journey where I could connect with family that I haven't known, that I didn't have the chance to get to know, the aunts and uncles, and also share with the next generation, like my grandchildren and my children, of the realities of what both of my parents had been through as survivors of the Indian residential school. But also at the same time, I look at this as a voice of not just maybe the disrespect of Indigenous people, but Indigenous women, Indigenous families, and those broken connections, but also what that means in those connections to the natural world and the environment, and where we have to bring that back. As I sit here, I'm honored to be brought in by amazing people like Mary Point and the people that have brought me and nurtured me along the way and welcomed me in a good way. And every time that you say in a good way, I'm reminded I'm here in a good way, not to harm anybody. There's things that we have to talk about as Indigenous people as we move ahead that are really challenging. And I could see that we could do it in a healing manner through the arts. And specifically, the biggest reason why I'm here today is not just my parents and honoring them, but it's honoring these children. It's the children that, when I think about them coming in, I was thinking about everything that we carry within the pain or the burdens, the hardship and the traumas that we do, the challenges that we face that we have to improve ourselves as adults. If I don't do something about that today with myself personally, I'm only going to be passing it down to the next generation. So to me, this is about the children. This is about supporting them like I never had the support. I'm honored to be here. I'm really grateful to all the artists that had joined in. The things that I've asked was amazing. The pieces that I've seen, they're incredible. The stories that come out, the conversations that people have about the artwork they've done, and that journey, and getting to know people through the art that they've done. I've been very moved, and I learned a lot from all of the artists that have participated. So I could probably go on and on too. But I wanted to thank my grandchildren and my children, the people of the nations here, Stephen Litton, Savannah, everyone that stood by me, and everyone that had the courage to reflect upon themselves and really look at what had happened to us as Indigenous people on the lands, within the community, and what we need to do to find a way to work together, to support each other, and bringing our families back together, but also protecting the environment at the same time. Thank you.
We'd now like to invite Peter Wayne Gong to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. I'm here in a small part with my son, Matt Gong. We're the ones that steamed and bent the chest that you see on display today. And I would like to say it's been an honor to meet Nadine and see how hard she works and trying to get her vision off the ground. And believe it or not, it's here tonight. And so it's always an honor for me to create boxes for other artists to decorate, and basically that's what I do in my studio and mission. I'm an artist, but I make a lot of bentwood boxes for other artists to decorate. And to see the amazing art that's been created on the chest that my son Matt and I made, it's just beautiful. And I kind of look at it as enabling artists to create their art when I make boxes and send them out into the world for other artists to decorate. So thank you so much. Everybody enjoyed themselves tonight, and it's some amazing art to look at. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. We would now like to invite Shalise to come up and say a few words as well.
Hi. This is my daughter Leilani. This is my son Kenai Jax. I just want to say first off how grateful I am just to be here This opportunity came about because I'm doing a residency at Tadas It's in Crescent Beach. And when I first started thinking about this box and what it meant to me, I knew right then and there it was like a moral obligation to kind of represent ancestors that never had the same opportunities to learn, and those that still walk among us. So it came with a lot of mixed emotions. My mom is also a residential school student, so whenever I was coming back from Tadas, I was also telling her about all the work that we had done. So it's been healing for her as well, just to hear those stories. So again, I just really want to thank everybody that made today happen. Right, Shika?
So thank you everybody for tuning in online, and for those of you who are here in person to celebrate with us. Before we finish our remarks, the Bilri Gallery would like to thank a few people: the province of BC, the City of Vancouver, Heritage BC, United Way, Metro Vancouver, DeMille Foundation, the Rosedale and Robson, and the Chief Adansu James Hart Emerging Artists Program Partner, RBC, for all of their support. We'd also like to thank all of the Bilri Gallery staff, board, and volunteers. Dahlia Yuen for her help with graphic design, and Con Earlison for his help with streaming for tonight's event. And we would now like to end with a song from Tamara and Mary, if you guys could both come up again, and they'll be walking the chests upstairs to the exhibition floor. For those of you who are here in person, please help yourselves after the song is over to refreshments and food at the back. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Waihuaidap, Tamarachi and Squax, Stwachum Haikum Lat the Stakwin, to Kamloops Almutwin. My name is Tamara Archie. I'm Nadine's first cousin, and I'm from the Kinu Creek Dog Creek in the northern part of Secwepemc, so just southwest of Williams Lake. I'm going to be singing the honor song to honor our ancestors, and to honor all of you here tonight. And when we walk the chests up, I ask that everybody think about those who've gone on, but also including our families, those who are here today. And that's what I just want us to hold that in our hearts. Because now is a time for hope. You know, I always think of who do you want to be and how do you want to walk in this world. And, you know, I think about my chest up there, and it was all about, I was originally, could have been very dark, because I was like, oh, I've been through a lot, like, let's put this on a box. But then I thought about it, and I'm like, no, now is a time for that hope. And so I honor you all with this song. I honor my cousin for all the hard work she's put into this, and our grandmothers. Yes, Shem.